Good evening. I Vishwarupa Rath welcome you all to the digital media platform of Uday India. Here are today's main highlights. While India celebrates Teachers' Day, President Murmu honors teachers on the occasion of Teachers' Day. President Draupadi Murmu presented the national awards to 46 deserving recipients in an effort to recognize the distinctive contributions of some of the best teachers in the nation. 46 educators from across the nation have been chosen for the honor, according to the announcement. The chosen educators come from a variety of states, including Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Punjab, Maharashtra, Telangana. The National Awards for Teachers 2022 was granted to teachers who, through their dedication and hard work, have impacted the lives of children by boosting the quality of school education. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina arrived in New Delhi on a 4-day visit to India. During her visit, she will hold bilateral consultations with Prime Minister Narendra Modi tomorrow. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar will call on the visiting dignitary this evening. Ms. Hasina will call on President Draupadi Murmu as well as Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar. The Bangladesh Prime Minister last visited New Delhi in October 2019. The External Affairs Minister said that both sides have sustained a high level of engagement, including at the highest level in recent years. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has embarked on a 5-day visit to Mongolia and Japan. This is the first ever visit by an Indian defense minister to Mongolia. It will further consolidate the defense cooperation and strategic partnership between the two countries. During the visit, Mr. Singh will hold bilateral talks with Mongolian counterpart Lieutenant General Sekhan Bayar. He will also call on President of Mongolia, Mr. U. Kurelsuk. India and Mongolia share a strategic partnership, and defense is a key pillar of it. The bilateral defense engagements with Mongolia have been expanding over a period of time to include wide ranging contacts between the two countries, including joint working group meeting, military to military exchanges, high level visits, capacity building and training programs, and bilateral exercises. During bilateral talks, the two defense ministers will review the defense cooperation and explore new initiatives to further strengthen bilateral engagements. Mr. Singh will also visit Japan to engage with India's allies and partners. He will be attending the 22 ministerial level dialogue in Tokyo. In a tweet, the minister added that India seeks to strengthen the defense cooperation and advance regional security and stability. BJP stings up with sting operation. In a news conference, the Bharatiya Janata Party unveiled a sting operation film, saying that it would reveal the Aam Aadmi Party's involvement in Delhi liquor fraud. In the liquor case, one of the defendants has stated that the Delhi government received a commission. Sambit Patra, a BJP leader, published a video with the claim that it would show how corrupt the Delhi administration is. The subject of the sting operation tape is Kulvinder Marwa, whose son is charged with fraud in Delhi liquor industry. Marwa is heard saying in the film that just 20 pence of every rupee is spent on actual items, with the remaining 80 pence going to the Delhi government as profit. They took rupees 253 crore from us, saying, "Do as many shops as you want," said Marwa, adding that Delhi government takes rupees 500 crore from rich people, he says. Will Home Minister Amit Shah trigger communal clashes? The JDU of Nitish Kumar, the Chief Minister of Bihar, claimed on Sunday that Union Home Minister Amit Shah would attempt to create communal unrest while visiting the state later this month. However, Rajiv Ranjan Singh alias Lalan, national president of JDU, stated that because the people of Bihar were on guard, Shah would not be able to help the BJP. When Amit Shahji comes here, he'll try to start communal violence in Bihar and all throughout the nation. However, the president will ensure that to Purnia and Kishanganj, both of which have significant Muslim population. According to Lalan, the JDU, RJD, Congress, and the left would win 40 out of 40 seats in the state, and the BJP will be completely destroyed. The Saffron Party, which currently has more than 300 MPs, will be back to its starting place when it won only two seats, he further warned. He emphasized it is doable, adding that BJP had a 38% vote share. Imagine what will happen if the remaining 62% get together. The united opposition might win 75% of the total vote share once momentum picks up. Lalan was speaking the day after the JDU at its national executive gave Nitish Kumar permission to make whatever decision that would lead to unification of the opposition. Soren wins trust vote. BJP walks out. Hemant Soren, the chief minister of Jharkhand, whose position is under threat due to corruption allegations, won a morale boosting majority test today despite claims that the BJP is attempting to topple his administration by instigating defection within the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha led coalition. Just before the vote, the opposition BJP left the assembly after disrupting the entire special one day session with its protests. After calling for the trust vote, Hemant Soren charged that the BJP was trying to create a civil war like situation in the nation by inciting violence in order to win election. In addition, he claimed that Himanta Biswa Sarma, his counterpart from Assam, was involved in buying Jharkhand MLAs in an effort to topple his government. Bengaluru hit by heavy rains, rafts to rescue. Due to severe rains on Monday, some residential neighborhoods in Bengaluru became flooded, causing officials to send rafts to rescue residents, which was a terrifying experience for Bangaloreans. Belander, Sarjapura Road, Whitefield, Outer Ring Road, and BEML layout are reportedly the most impacted neighborhoods. Twitter users are posting images and videos on the flooded roadways there. Situation in EcoSpace, close to Belander, is terrifying. Quite literally, cars are sinking. Rains don't appear to be slowing down, a Twitter user shared while posting a video. The BBMP, a civic organization in the city, has also provided hotline numbers. The Rain Help Desk will also be accessible at toll free number 1533, along with zonal offices created by MVA. Actor Urmila Matondkar stood out because she had joined Shiv Sena after leaving Congress. According to a statement, the Shinde administration wrote to the governor requesting that he would recognize the suggestion as withdrawn and accept the new administration's choice. Amit Shah launches mascot of National Games. At Trans Stadia in Ahmedabad on Sunday night, Union Home Minister Amit Shah launched the 36th National Games mascot and anthem. Savaj, the mascot's name in Gujarati, means cub. The topic of Ek Bharat Shreshth Bharat serves as the basic for the anthem. The National Games will be held in Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, Surat, Vadodara, Rajkot, and Bhavnagar, six cities in the state, from the 29th of this month to the 12th of the following month. The Union Home Minister told the audience that Prime Minister Narendra Modi done all possible to advance sports in the nation. According to Mr. Shah, the budget set aside for the sports in 2014 was 866 crore and was boosted to 2000 crore this year. He claimed that whether it was the Olympics or the Commonwealth Games, India won more medals. According to a media report, the Madhya Pradesh government's nutrition program for children has been plagued by eye-popping level of corruption, which runs the risk of leaving them undernourished and costing taxpayers crores of rupees. And according to the state's own auditor, examples include Russian transport trucks that were discovered to be motorcycles and wild exaggerations of the number of beneficiaries. The ambitious free meal program for schools was found to have significant fraud, anomalies in beneficiary identification, manufacturing, distribution, and quality control, according to a confidential 36-page audit by the Madhya Pradesh Accountant General. Some of the more egregious findings of the report were based on examination of around 24% of beneficiaries of take-home ration scheme for 2021, a program tasked with providing much needed nourishment to 49.58 lakh registered children and women. Liz Truss defeats Rishi Sunak to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. People dead and at least 15 injured, largely in a thinly populated indigenous village. Canadian police search for two suspects. The stabbings at 13 different crime locations were among the deadliest mass murders in Canadian history and are sure to have an impact on the entire nation, which is not used to the kind of large scale violence more frequently seen in the United States. The attacks that took place in Saskatchewan today are horrifying and tragic. Those who lost a loved one and those who were hurt are on my mind, Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, remarked. Damien Sanderson, 31, and Miles Sanderson, 30, were identified as the two suspects by police, who also provided images and descriptions of them, but no more information regarding their whereabouts or the victims. Economic loss due to Pakistan floods increases from 10 billion to 12.5 billion dollars. In Pakistan, the estimated economic loss from floods has increased from 10 billion to 12.5 billion dollars. A high-profile committee including the Minister of Finance, Ministry of Planning, State Bank of Pakistan, FPR, PIDE, and others evaluated that poverty and unemployment have gone up. Pakistan's inflation accelerated for a sixth straight month to hit a fresh record in August. Consumer prices rose 27% last month as compared to last year. Around 37% population was hit by poverty after floods in 118 districts as estimated by Pakistan government. The unemployment rate stood at 6% before the recent severe floods. Official sources said that the GDP growth would be reduced from 5% to 2% for the current fiscal. Agricultural growth faced a much more severe impact in the aftermath of floods, and the value addition of agro growth in the range of over rupees 500 billion might evaporate in the current fiscal year. Dance of Light unveiled. The megacity of Chongqing in western China has presented one of the most contorted buildings in the entire world. The 180-meter tall Dance of Light skyscraper, according to the architectural firm, was designed to capture the light and heat from the sun and shine it down on the city in a spectacular way. where each structure has been influenced by stars and other celestial occurrences, is intended to serve as a landmark in the business center. Joe Biden, enemy of the state. At a rally in Pennsylvania, former President Donald Trump called his successor Joe Biden an enemy of the state in response to the FBI raid on his Florida home earlier in the month. Trump, who was speaking in front of the public for the first time since the raid on August 8, called the search a travesty of justice and warned that it would result in backlash, the likes of which nobody has ever seen. As you observed, we recently experienced one of the most stunning abuses of power by an administration in American history. There can be no more striking example of very real risk to American freedom according to Trump. Kartik Aryan and Ashiki 3. Bollywood hunk Kartik Aryan will appear in the third episode of Anurag Basu directed Ashiki series. Added Kartik, I grew up watching the timeless classic, Ashiki. So to work on Ashiki 3 is like fulfilling a lifelong dream. I'm honored and thankful for the chance to work with Bhushan sir and Mukesh sir on this project. I've always admired Anurag sir's work, and working with him on this project undoubtedly influenced me in a variety of ways. The actor made a similar announcement on his authenticated Instagram account. Social media erupts as Pak beats India. In a thrilling match, the Pakistan national cricket team defeated the Indian national cricket team by 5 wickets. In 11 T20I matches, Pakistan has defeated the men in blue 3 times. India national cricket team was asked to bat first after Pakistan national cricket team won the toss. Shehnawaz Dahani was replaced by Mohammad Hasnain due to injury for the men in green. In contrast, Team India made three significant changes to their starting 11 for their high profile match, replacing Dinesh Karthik, Ravindra Jadeja, and Avesh Khan with Hardik Pandya, Deepak Hooda, and Ravi Bishnoi. NASA called off the second attempt to launch an ambitious test flight of its new moon rocket yesterday, this time because of the stubborn leak that delayed fueling. The space agency hoped to launch its Artemis 1 moon mission atop a towering space launch system mega rocket at 2:17 p.m. EDT yesterday, but a hydrogen fuel leak detected about 7 hours before the liftoff thwarted the attempt. NASA engineers repeatedly tried to staunch the fuel leak during the Artemis 1 countdown, but all three attempts failed. The delay, the second this week for NASA's Artemis 1 moon mission, means the agency will have to wait until Monday at the earliest to make its next launch attempt. NASA has a 90-minute window to launch Artemis 1 on Monday, with liftoff occurring at 5:12 p.m. This was